What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Today we are in Thakhek, Laos. This is my third time here this year. Reason being is because Duangdi, my fiance, is from here originally. And right now we are actually at the bus station, which is probably the first place you're going to end up if you come to Thakhek. I highly suggest coming here at least once. It is like my favorite place on earth. I really like this place. The people are awesome and it's super beautiful. But anyways, this is pretty much where the majority of people start, and that's why I chose to start here. You can take a bus, the easiest way from Nakhon Phanom in Thailand, and obviously like a 1-hour flight from Bangkok to Nakhon Phanom, 1-hour bus ride from Nakhon Phanom into Thakhek is definitely the quickest way to get here from a large modern city. Otherwise you can ride the bus from Da Nang, Vietnam, which takes a while, maybe anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, and you can also ride the bus from Vientiane, which takes between 6 and 8 hours. Anyways, at the bus station here, you'll find things like behind me here is a small market with clothing, backpacks, shoes, snacks, drinks, and stuff like that, sunglasses. On the other side of the parking lot, you're gonna find restaurants and even a small barber shop right there if you want your hair cut quick before you get going. Besides that, the odds of you driving from here are pretty low. So when you first get here, you'll probably have to opt out for a tuk-tuk to get you into town, or maybe you have connections, but let's go check out what we got going on here. So yeah, you can pretty much, you can get bags, shirts, shoes, sandals, glasses, whatever. So Duangdi, you need the M150 bag. So as you can see, there's a wide variety of random stuff here. It's just a small little market. But before we go, we're gonna get a bite to eat, so let's do that quick. So like always, Kapalmu. Oh, Duangdi can't open her water, like always. So the difference between Thailand and Laos, they make this dish way different than each other. Even just across town, if you go to the restaurant by the gym here, it's totally different. Uh-oh, dropping stuff. But it all tastes good. Good.
Hello everyone. I eat noodle by bus station in Thakhek.
Okay, so now we are at the intersection of the bus station, and I want to explain the roads here, even though the odds of you driving out of here are low when you first get to town. But if you do happen to have a motorcycle or a vehicle, if you take a left out of the bus station, that's going to bring you to the intersection of Highway 12 and Highway 13. When you get to that intersection, if you take a right on Highway 12, that is the start of the Thakhek loop. In that direction, you'll be headed towards Mahasai. So you'll see many different caves out there that you can explore. And you can go to ThaFaLang, which is a really popular place to go eat and swim. If you take a left on 12, you'll just head into the heart of Thakhek, into the heart of the city. If you go straight on Highway 13 at that intersection, you will be heading north towards Vientiane. And if you take a right out of the bus station, as far as I'm aware, it's a no-name road, but this will eventually butt up to Highway 13 on the other side of town, and then that road will take you towards Savannakhet. So when you take a left and go into Thakhek at that Highway 13, Highway 12 intersection, you're gonna run along this road for quite a ways before you come up to a roundabout here that happens to be right in front of me. And that's gonna kind of veer off in multiple directions, but that's kind of the beginning of the heart of Thakhek. When you're coming down the road up to that roundabout, there's a lot of shops, like places that sell motorcycles, places that sell clothes, and other random stuff too, but the majority of visitors don't shop in that area at all. You probably won't really be spending your time in that area. Now from the roundabout, if you loop all the way around and you head out on 13 south, you're going to head towards Savannakhet. There's a decent, probably the largest market in Thakhek happens to be out that direction. Small little ice cream shop. You know, there's a decent amount of stuff out in that direction. And if you head straight, it's kind of a V here, right? Both of these are gonna bring you towards city center, where most visitors actually end up hanging out. If you go off on the right-hand side of the V, you're gonna go past like Unitel and the bank. Otherwise, if you end up going in the left, on the left side of the V, that's where the majority of shops that you may potentially want to visit are going to be. And there's even a few pretty modern day style stores, you know, markets on this road. So we're gonna go and check them out here in a minute. But first, let's head out towards the largest market here in Thakhek. All right, so I think this is the biggest market in Thakhek. Pretty much can get whatever you're looking for here. Bedding, clothes, shoes, food. Just browse around quick. I need a rain jacket potentially, so. So as you can see, the market pretty much has a little bit of everything from, you know, clothes and food to just general goods like laundry detergent, brooms, pretty much anything. It's kind of like a mall for Thakhek, and a lot of you will probably look at it and think like, wow, that is something else. But remember, we're out here a long ways away from any modern city. The people here are super nice and the conditions here are just what they are. I love it here. I think it's amazing. So, but if you are kind of picky on where you want to get your goods, you also have 7-Eleven, Giraffe Supermarket, and Sky Mart. And in a minute, I'm going to show you my favorite place. So we ended up making our way out on 13 towards Savannakhet. We're kind of right on the edge of Thakhek, and out here you're gonna find mostly building supplies, furniture stores, tools and stuff like that. So maybe pretty irrelevant to the majority of you. Right across the street here is actually a really modern day building center. It's kind of similar to a Home Depot or Lowe's from back in the States. Priced kind of high, so the average local is probably not shopping there, but right across the street then you'll have the more common like furniture stores and stuff like that. So we came into the furniture store and we ended up buying a couch. Cheap though, they're cheap. So ended up buying this couch here for $300, something like that. So they're gonna deliver it on Tuesday. But anyways, let's get back to the video before Dwangdi buys too much more. So we made our way back down 13 back to the roundabout, and just here by the roundabout is our favorite little donut shop. They got mochi dough style donuts, super good. So we're gonna stop and grab a couple of these before we continue on down Main Street. So So we drove not even 30 seconds down Main Street, and you'll see places like Oppo, and you know, they even have like Samsung and stuff like that down here. Kind of the main regular shopping area where you're gonna find most of your things to buy, kind of like non-touristy. So we're gonna go in here in my favorite store though, grab a drink quick. Oh shit, wrong door. So yeah, that's the best store in town in my opinion. Pretty modern, you know, what you'd expect, just as clean or cleaner than the average 7-Eleven. But there's also other stores down here too, like Giraffe, and like I said, 7-Eleven, Sky Mart, and places like that, also pretty modern and clean. And yeah, there's kind of a mixture of, you know, modern stores and kind of traditional Lao and Thai style stores here. It's kind of up to you what your style is. You're going to potentially save a little bit of money buying things from one of those, you know, traditional style stores like you see in this area here. But yeah, it's up to your personal preferences. So we drove all the way down Main Street and made our way over here by the river. In this river, as you can see on the other side, is Nakhon Phanom, Thailand, which I've been over there many times. I always stop there on my way here and on my way back. Other than last time was the first time I ever went from Thakhek to Vientiane. But unless you actually want to spend time in Vientiane, it is a waste of time. It is significantly faster to make your way to Nakhon Phanom and then to Bangkok, because Bangkok is an amazing airport and Vientiane's airport is not all that great. Extremely limited places where you can go internationally out of Vientiane, so it's not the best option. But yeah, Nakhon Phanom is amazing little town. I really like it over there. But besides that, we are right here by Center Point, which is a really popular spot for both tourists and locals alike. Tons of food, couple little random shopping spots with miscellaneous phone, electronic goods, speakers, whatever. Couple little bars. There's an ice cream shop here, Bing Chun or something like that. Also on the other side you have your Sky Mart and 7-Eleven. And then along the river road here, there's tons of restaurants and bars. Probably one of the more popular ones is down on the end called Sunset. Not exactly cheap by any means. So a lot of those higher end restaurants on the riverfront, just keep in mind that the prices are going to be higher. Last time we went there, I think we spent about $50 US, which is pushing what you'd potentially spend at a fancier restaurant in America. So keep that in mind. Not everywhere that you walk into here is going to be cheap. If you come down here, I think last night we came down here around 6:30 p.m. maybe or something, and even then it was still not that busy. Usually it gets busier down here after 8 or 9 p.m. and so a lot of times they have live music down here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a good time down here, but just expect to come down here later in the day because right now nothing going on. Now, to get to some of the most important stuff in the video is where are you gonna stay? Well, this is all gonna be personal preference based. So right now I'm on the riverfront. Of course, there's construction going on right now, so it's kind of noisy, but if you make your way down this way, just a couple hundred feet, there is no construction. It's pretty peaceful and really beautiful. Tons of restaurants, tons of bars, tons of stores, shops, so on. There's a lot of hotels and guest house along the waterfront here. I've spent, you know, 2 months here this year alone already over the course of 3 different stays. And I've stayed at multiple different places, but I found my favorite place to actually be Song Lao, which it's like the place is it offers rooms that are not necessarily modern, and they could probably use a little bit of a facelift, but at the same time it's really not necessary. I don't find myself just sitting in my room all that much, but at the same time all the rooms do have air conditioning. They have hot water heaters. Some of them have TVs. If you want to opt for a TV, you can. So to give you a quick idea of what you could expect from Song Lao, this is a typical room here. Queen size bed. They do have a couple rooms, I believe, that have 2 twins. They also have a king room. But you're going to get an air conditioner, a chair, a small table, a clothing kind of closet, and a pretty decent bathroom, like I said, with a hot water heater. Not only that, you get a pretty nice little patio area. You know, it's pretty peaceful out there at night, during the day when it's raining. So you also have Wi-Fi, so it's not too bad at all. And for the price, anywhere from $11 to $12 a night or so, somewhere between there, I think it's fantastic. Another nice thing about Thakhek is that if you want to get in a workout when you're traveling, there's a couple different gyms in town that offer daily rates. I highly suggest the gym behind me, the fitness center, because they have pretty much everything that you could want: bench presses, squat machines, cardio equipment, dumbbells, you name it, they probably got it. Obviously, it's not like some massive, huge fitness center like Los Campeones, but considering where we are, it's great, and they have air conditioning and bathrooms and everything else, so highly suggest if you're in the area. So apart from all the great things to do in Thakhek, Thailand, if you feel like driving approximately 12 minutes outside of town, you could come to ThaFaLang. You can swim here, eat here, amazing pictures here. It's great.
Wet. Oh my god. Oh. Last time you came here.
Now the prices for food here are actually pretty decent as well. We had khao niao, sticky rice, komoyang, sum tam, bottle of water, and then we rented this thing here pretty much for as long as you need it. And the total price for all the food and this rental was about $8 US. So to be able to feed 2 people and have leftovers, potentially 3 people, and having this spot for that price, and that includes a tip. I tipped out too, so don't worry if you're coming out here and you're worried about the prices. It's not a problem, it's still cheap. So if you find yourself traveling to Southeast Asia soon, or hopefully someday, maybe it's just a dream that you have that you're hoping to fulfill in the next couple of years, I highly suggest coming to Laos, especially the Thakhek area. It is absolutely phenomenal. Has pretty much anything there is to offer other than large modern malls and stuff like that. But if you're an adventurer or a backpacker and you really want to experience something new, this is definitely the place to do it. And it's absolutely beautiful here. So if you haven't yet done it, I suggest it for sure. But besides that, I'm going to turn in for the night because we have a lot of work to do tomorrow. More videos coming soon. We're going to try to make a few videos about some of the things around here in this general area before I head back out of here. So I appreciate your view. If you have any questions in regards to, you know, Laos or Thakhek or anything, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Remember, Duangdi is from here, so anything that I don't know, I can get an answer to immediately. Besides that, thanks for your view. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Peace out.